The cold darkness of space stretched endlessly, dotted with distant stars that flickered like tiny sparks in the void. Far from any human colony, a lone alien scout ship floated silently, its metallic surface glinting faintly under a distant sun. Inside, the alien crew watched their screens with tense anticipation. They had received a signal, a faint echo of energy that hinted at a massive human warship traveling nearby. The human ship was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was enormous, sleek, and bristling with technology. Its hull shimmered with a strange metallic sheen that seemed to repair itself as tiny cracks appeared and vanished almost instantly. The ship's energy shields glowed faintly, pulsing rhythmically, as if alive. The aliens had expected humans to be primitive compared to their advanced fleets, but the scans told a very different story. On the alien ship, the crew whispered among themselves. Their voices were high-pitched, filled with unease. The readings showed a staggering level of sophistication. Weapons that adapted in seconds, engines that could change direction in ways physics barely allowed, and a command system that seemed to anticipate every possible threat before it happened. One of the younger aliens tilted its head nervously, unable to hide the fear in its large, glowing eyes. "This is impossible," one of them said. "They cannot have reached this level so quickly." The leader of the alien scouting party, a tall being with segmented armor and glowing markings, turned slowly to face the younger crew member. Its voice was low and deliberate, carrying authority. "Scan again. Check every system. There must be a mistake. Humans are dangerous, yes, but not this dangerous." The scans continued, and the truth became undeniable. The human warship was a fortress in space, designed not just to survive, but to dominate. It could detect threats from light years away, deploy autonomous defense drones in seconds, and project overwhelming force with weapons that could disintegrate an enemy ship with a single pulse. The aliens realized that any direct attack would be suicidal. Fear spread quickly among the alien crew. Some of them began to sweat, a rare physical reaction for their species. The leader's glowing markings pulsed faster, a sign of rising tension. They had faced many advanced civilizations before, but none had prepared them for this. Humanity had hidden strength, resilience, and a kind of ingenuity that even the oldest alien generals could not predict. Meanwhile, on the human warship, everything was calm. Deep within its command center, Captain Elias stared at the navigational displays, unaware that they were being watched. His team moved efficiently, checking systems, monitoring sensors, and preparing for exercises that humans called drills. Every movement was precise, almost rhythmic, a dance of discipline and coordination. The human crew had trained for situations they did not yet know would come. Their AI systems analyzed billions of possible scenarios in milliseconds, ready to adapt to any threat. Automated drones repaired damage before anyone could notice it. Energy shields adjusted themselves to deflect incoming particles. Every system was connected, every decision calculated, and yet the humans moved as if they were improvising, effortless, confident, and calm. Far away, the aliens continued to observe, their fear growing with every passing moment. They saw the humans' coordinated maneuvers, their efficient use of energy, and the way the ship seemed almost alive, anticipating problems before they occurred. One of the aliens broke the silence. "They are evolving faster than we thought," it said, voice trembling. We cannot strike first." The leader's voice cut through the tension. "No," it said firmly. "We must report this. The council will decide. But mark my words, humans are not to be underestimated. If we engage, we will face annihilation." Back on the human ship, Captain Elias noticed a faint blip on the sensors, something unusual in the far distance. He leaned closer, studying the readings. "Unidentified vessel," he said calmly. "Scan for type and intent." The AI responded instantly, projecting holographic images of the alien scout ship. Elias studied it carefully. The ship was small but advanced, sleek and fast, yet it carried an unmistakable signature of caution. Every move it made suggested it was hiding, observing, waiting. Elias nodded, a faint smile on his lips. "They're watching," he said. Let them watch. Let them learn. We have time. As the human ship continued its journey, the alien crew grew increasingly restless. Every second spent observing the humans only confirmed their fear. They could feel the weight of their own limitations pressing against them. The humans were calm, efficient, and terrifyingly unpredictable. The scouts realized a chilling truth: humanity had reached a point where any direct conflict could be catastrophic. The humans were not just a new species, they were a force that could reshape the galaxy. And as the alien ship drifted silently in the void, recording every detail, its crew knew they were witnessing something far greater than technology alone. They were witnessing a new era, one defined by humans. And in that endless darkness, filled with distant stars, the aliens understood one undeniable fact: they were afraid. The alien scout ship raced back through space, carrying its report to the homeworld. Its hull gleamed under the cold light of distant stars, but inside, the atmosphere was tense, almost suffocating. Every crew member felt it, the weight of fear that had grown since they first scanned the human warship. When they arrived at the alien homeworld, they entered the Grand Council chamber, a vast circular hall filled with towering figures. Each council member bore glowing markings that pulsed with their emotions, a silent language of power and status. The scouts presented their findings. Holographic images of the human warship floated above the center of the chamber, spinning slowly, showing every detail. The council fell silent as they absorbed the information. Eyes widened, markings glowed faster, and even the oldest members shifted uncomfortably in their seats. The warship was unlike anything they had faced before. It was not just advanced, it was adaptive, intelligent, and terrifyingly efficient. One of the younger council members, barely a decade into their service, spoke first. "This cannot be true. Humans are primitive. They should not have reached this level of technology." The oldest member, a being whose markings shimmered gold and violet, shook its head slowly. "We underestimated them," it said. "They hide their strength well. Their warship is more than just a machine. It is a weapon designed to survive, to fight, and to win against any opponent." A debate erupted. Some council members argued for immediate action, a preemptive strike to destroy the human ship before it grew stronger. Others, more cautious, suggested avoiding conflict entirely. The room filled with tension as glowing markings pulsed faster and faster. No one wanted to admit the truth: humanity was unpredictable, and attacking them could bring disaster. One member slammed a clawed hand onto the table, causing a ripple of energy to vibrate through the chamber. "Do you not see? If we strike, they will retaliate. We have no idea what humans are capable of. They could destroy our fleets before we even reach them." Another voice, calm but firm, countered. "And if we do nothing, we allow them to grow stronger. They are evolving too quickly. One day, they may challenge all of us. We must decide carefully." The scouts who had seen the warship up close were called forward to speak. They described every detail: the self-repairing hull, the adaptive weapons, the predictive AI, the energy shields that could withstand direct attacks. They explained how the human crew moved as one, calm and efficient, yet always ready for the unexpected. The council listened in silence. Each new detail increased the tension in the room. Some council members whispered to one another, fear in their glowing eyes. Even the oldest leaders, who had faced countless wars, could not hide their unease. Finally, the oldest member spoke again, its voice echoing through the chamber. "We are dealing with a species unlike any other. We have observed humans before, yes, but never like this. They are not just clever, they are relentless, and they do not follow the rules we expect. They do not fear the unknown. That is what makes them dangerous." A young council member leaned forward, its voice trembling. "What do we do then? Attack now and risk annihilation, or wait and hope they do not see us as a threat?" The chamber fell silent. No one had an answer. Every choice carried risk, and the scouts' report had made it clear: humans were unpredictable. They were powerful, clever, and willing to fight in ways no alien race could anticipate. Meanwhile, far across space, the human warship continued its journey, unaware of the Council's fear. Captain Elias studied the alien signal they had detected, analyzing the patterns. He could sense the curiosity, the caution, even the fear, though he did not yet understand its full depth. He smiled faintly. Humans had survived countless challenges through ingenuity and adaptability. It seemed the universe was about to learn this lesson as well. Back in the alien council chamber, the debate continued. Hours passed, and no decision was reached. Fear had paralyzed them, each member imagining the worst-case scenario. The scouts whispered to one another, worried that their leaders might act rashly. They had seen humanity up close, and they knew one thing. If the aliens made a mistake, the humans would not hesitate to strike. As the council adjourned, a low hum filled the chamber, a reminder of the alien fleets that awaited orders. The fear remained, thick and heavy. The scouts returned to their ship, carrying the weight of the council's indecision. The humans were out there, calm, confident, and unaware that they had already become a force that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. And in the quiet corners of the chamber, some of the council members whispered a word that no one dared say aloud. Fear. It was the first time in recorded history that aliens had truly feared humans. The human warship glided silently through the darkness of space. Inside, the crew moved with calm precision. Lights blinked softly on control panels, and the hum of engines filled the corridors. Captain Elias walked among his officers, observing each station. No one spoke unnecessarily. Everyone knew their role and performed it flawlessly. Elias paused at the communications console, watching the sensors carefully. The faint signal they had detected earlier was gone, but the AI continued scanning, analyzing every particle of energy in the surrounding space. The crew trusted the ship's intelligence completely. It could predict problems before they happened and suggest solutions almost instantly. "Any unusual activity, Lieutenant?" Elias asked, stopping beside the young officer at the sensors. "Nothing direct, Captain," the lieutenant replied. "But there are faint energy fluctuations. Distant, hard to pinpoint. Could be an exploration vessel." Elias nodded. "Keep monitoring. Alert me if it moves closer." He turned and walked down the corridor, watching the crew as they worked. Each person was focused, moving with purpose. Engineers adjusted energy flows, weapon systems tested silently, and drones zipped through maintenance tunnels, repairing minor damage before it became visible. Deep in the command center, a holographic map of the nearby sector displayed every ship, asteroid, and celestial body in the vicinity. The human ship was a beacon of control amidst the chaotic stars. Elias studied the map carefully. They had been traveling for weeks, exploring uncharted regions, mapping star systems, and testing the ship's capabilities. Yet despite all their power, Elias knew they had to remain alert. Space was unpredictable, and not every species could be trusted. Suddenly, the sensors detected movement at the edge of the map. A small ship, barely visible, was approaching cautiously. Elias leaned forward, squinting at the screen. "Bring up the details," he said. The AI responded instantly, projecting a 3D model of the approaching vessel. It was small, sleek, and unlike any human design. Its energy signature was strange, fluctuating as if it were trying to hide. Elias studied it carefully. "Scan for intent," he ordered. The AI analyzed the signals and reported, "Non-hostile, observing. No weapons deployed. Unknown species. Potential threat level, moderate." Elias smiled faintly. "They're curious," he said. "Let them observe. That's fine. They need to learn who they're watching." He turned to the crew. "Maintain routine. No need for alarm. Prepare systems, yes, but do not engage unless necessary. They may underestimate us. Let's not prove them right." The crew nodded, continuing their tasks with quiet efficiency. Every action was calculated, every move precise. Outside, the small alien ship drifted, scanning, recording, unsure of what it faced. Humans had a strange way of being both calm and deadly at the same time. In the engineering bay, Drones zipped through the corridors, repairing microfractures in the hull. Elias had seen these ships take damage in drills and simulations, yet the crew rarely noticed any disruption. The technology seemed almost magical to those who had never seen it before. It repaired itself, adapted, and learned continuously. Back in the command center, Elias reviewed weapon readiness. Not because he expected conflict, but because preparation was part of survival. Energy cannons hummed quietly, their cores glowing with controlled power. Missile bays were armed, yet invisible to sensors unless activated. Every system worked in harmony, as if the ship itself were alive. "Captain," the lieutenant said, pointing to the holographic display, "we're detecting an unusual pattern in the energy field around the alien vessel. It's almost hesitant, cautious." Elias nodded slowly. "They are learning," he said. "Humans don't just fight. We adapt. We survive. That is what makes us dangerous. They feel it, even if they do not understand why." Hours passed. The alien ship observed silently, while humans carried on their routine, calm and efficient. The crew trained, tested systems, and studied nearby stars. Every moment strengthened their skills and knowledge. And every moment, the aliens recorded and wondered, filled with growing unease. Elias finally sat in his chair, studying the empty stretch of space ahead. He did not fear what might come. Humans had faced impossible odds before. Time and again, they had survived, adapted, and triumphed. He could feel it in the hum of the ship, in the quiet confidence of his crew. They were ready for whatever the galaxy could throw at them. And far away, the alien scouts continued to watch, realizing more with every passing hour. The humans were calm, precise, and terrifyingly effective. They had seen only a fraction of their power, and that small fraction was already enough to fill the observers with fear. The warship sailed on, unknowing of the reputation it had earned across the void. In silence and in shadow, humans prepared not just for survival, but for dominance. And in that preparation lay a promise. The galaxy had never seen anything like humanity before. The alien scout ship moved cautiously through the black void, approaching the human warship. Every move was careful, calculated. Its crew watched nervously as the massive human vessel seemed to glide effortlessly through space. The human ship's sensors had already detected them, though the aliens did not yet realize how aware humanity could be. Inside the alien ship, tension crackled through the air. The leader paced slowly, its glowing markings flickering with unease. "We must remain hidden," it said, voice low and urgent. "They are not what we expected. If they detect our true intentions, we risk annihilation." The crew nodded silently. They had been trained for reconnaissance, observation, even stealth attacks, but humans were different. The technology they had scanned was frighteningly advanced, far beyond what any alien species had anticipated. The ship's hull could repair itself, the weapons could adapt to any attack, and the crew worked as a single unit with unmatched efficiency. On the human warship, Captain Elias monitored the approaching vessel with calm curiosity. The alien ship was small, sleek, and unusual, its energy signatures fluctuating as if trying to hide. Elias did not panic. Humans had faced countless unknowns before, and each time, they had adapted and survived. He simply watched, letting his crew maintain normal routines while the sensors recorded every movement. "Captain," said the lieutenant, "they are getting closer. Their patterns suggest observation, maybe testing our reactions." Elias leaned back in his chair, studying the holographic display. "Let them watch," he said quietly. "They will learn, but they will not see everything. Humans are unpredictable. That is our advantage." The alien ship finally revealed itself more clearly, moving within visual range. Its hull shimmered faintly, reflecting starlight. The scouts aboard felt a wave of anxiety. They had hoped to assess the humans without being noticed, but it seemed the humans had known they were there all along. "Raise shields," the alien leader ordered, though its voice carried uncertainty. "Prepare for possible engagement. Do not underestimate them." The humans continued calmly, their movements almost ritualistic. Engineers adjusted energy flows, Drones zipped through the corridors repairing minor issues, and weapon systems hummed quietly in readiness. Captain Elias watched the alien vessel closely, noting its hesitation and careful pacing. "They are cautious," the lieutenant said. "They do not seem aggressive. Yet." Elias smiled faintly. "Good," he said. "Let us see how much fear can teach them." The alien ship made a slow maneuver, signaling an attempt at communication. A stream of glowing symbols appeared on its hull, pulsing in rhythm. The humans intercepted the signals, and the AI began decoding. The message was cautious, almost polite, but underlined with curiosity and fear. "Open a channel," Elias said calmly. "Let them speak." The alien voice echoed through the human warship's communication system. Its tone was formal, controlled, but its fear was evident. "We mean no harm. We seek knowledge. You are unlike any species we have encountered." Elias considered the words carefully. Humans did not strike first without reason, but they were not weak either. "We are humans," he replied. "We explore. We learn. But we are also prepared. Any attack against us would be unwise." The alien crew trembled slightly at the calmness of the human captain. There was no threat in his voice, yet every word carried weight. It was clear, the humans could destroy them if they wished, yet they chose restraint. "Observe and learn," Elias thought to himself. "Let them see that humans are patient, but unstoppable when necessary." Outside, the alien ship hovered, recording every detail. Its crew whispered to one another, a mixture of awe and terror filling the cabin. They had come to observe, to study, and maybe to understand, but humanity was beyond understanding. Every system, every crew member, every movement of the human warship radiated confidence and power. Hours passed in silent observation. The humans never panicked, never faltered, never made a mistake. They trained, repaired, and monitored their surroundings as if they were alone in the universe, yet they were fully aware of the aliens watching them. Finally, the alien leader made a decision. "We must withdraw. We cannot risk engagement. They are beyond what we expected." The scout ship slowly retreated, leaving the human warship to continue its journey. The aliens were left with a mix of relief and fear, knowing that they had witnessed only a fraction of human power. On the human ship, Captain Elias observed the departure quietly. "They will think twice next time," he said. His voice carried confidence, calm, and the subtle warning of a species that was unpredictable, clever, and fully capable of defending itself. And in the vast empty darkness of space, the alien scouts knew one undeniable truth. Humanity was not only powerful, they were something the galaxy had never seen before. Fear had taken root, and it would grow. In the black emptiness of space, the alien scout ship retreated but did not stop its observations. Inside, the crew was restless, anxious, and whispering constantly. Their leader paced the cabin, glowing markings pulsing faster than ever. "We underestimated them," it said, voice tight. "They are not just powerful, they are unpredictable. We cannot engage directly, yet we cannot ignore them either." Back on the human warship, Captain Elias sat quietly in the command center, monitoring alien signals. The humans had anticipated this. Their AI systems were already analyzing every movement, predicting possible tactics, and preparing countermeasures in real time. The alien scouts thought they were clever, but humans were always one step ahead. A faint ping echoed through the ship. The alien vessel had tried to interfere with the human sensors, sending small electronic pulses to test vulnerabilities. It was subtle, almost invisible, but the AI detected it instantly. Within seconds, a countermeasure was deployed. The pulses were absorbed, traced, and reflected back in a controlled simulation. The humans were aware of every attempt, but they did not overreact. Lieutenant Mara, overseeing the AI systems, smiled faintly. "They are trying to probe us," she said. "But we are ready. Every attempt is already accounted for." Captain Elias nodded. "Let them try. They will learn quickly that humans do not act like other species." The alien crew noticed something strange. Every test they performed, every small interference, was met not with panic but with precision. Humans adapted faster than expected. Their responses were immediate, calculated, and unpredictable. It was not just technology. It was intelligence, strategy, and instinct combined. "Impossible," one of the alien engineers muttered. "Our attempts, they fail before we even finish them." "How?" The leader's markings pulsed angrily. "They are faster, smarter. They anticipate. Every action we take is countered before it can have effect. We are not ready for this." Meanwhile, on the human ship, Captain Elias allowed the aliens to probe, study, and test. He wanted them to see humanity's full potential without revealing everything. His crew moved as one, calm and efficient. Drones zipped through corridors, repairing micro-damage caused by simulated drills. Shields adjusted automatically. Weapon systems recalibrated in milliseconds. Every system communicated with the others, predicting needs and solving problems before anyone even noticed. Hours passed as the alien scouts continued their attempts. Every probe, hack, and test met resistance. Their fear grew with every failure. They whispered among themselves, realizing that humans were not just advanced, they were masters of adaptability. Finally, a sudden surge of energy pulsed from the human warship. It was not an attack, yet it was a warning. The alien crew froze, unsure what they were witnessing. The humans had not fired a weapon, but the display of energy, the power radiating through the void, was enough to remind them that this was no ordinary species. Lieutenant Mara glanced at Captain Elias. "They feel it," she said. "Their fear is real." Elias nodded. "Good. Let them understand that humans do not need to strike to be dangerous. We prepare, we adapt, and when necessary, we act." The alien leader finally admitted the truth. "We cannot defeat them," it whispered. "Even our best strategies fail. They are beyond our calculations." As the scout ship drifted silently, the humans continued their journey, calm and focused. The aliens were left with a chilling realization. Humanity had already won the battle of intelligence without firing a single shot. Every test, every probe, had only confirmed that humans were cleverer, faster, and more adaptable than any species they had ever encountered. And in that dark, silent expanse of space, the aliens understood something undeniable. Humans were not to be underestimated. Their strength was not just in weapons or shields, but in the combination of mind, strategy, and unwavering calm. Fear had taken root in the hearts of the alien scouts, and it would grow. They had learned one lesson that could not be forgotten. To face humans was to face a species that did not follow the expected rules, a species that could outthink, outadapt, and outlast any opponent in the galaxy. The humans did not celebrate. They did not boast. They simply continued, confident in their skills, ready for the challenges the universe would send. And far away, the aliens would never forget the quiet, unshakable power of humanity. The human warship glided silently through the void, every system humming with quiet efficiency. Captain Elias stood in the command center, his eyes scanning the distant coordinates where the alien scout ship had disappeared. Humans had watched, waited, and learned. Now, it was time to demonstrate their true power, not recklessly, but with precision. "Prepare tactical simulation," Elias said calmly. "Let's remind them who they are observing." The crew moved with practiced skill. Energy cores hummed louder, weapons recalibrated, and defensive shields shimmered with increasing intensity. Drones zipped through the corridors, ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Every system responded instantly, as if the ship itself anticipated the coming action. Far away, the alien scouts were observing, unaware of what the humans were planning. They thought the humans were cautious, perhaps even predictable. They were wrong. A pulse of energy surged from the human warship, not aimed directly at the alien vessel, but enough to demonstrate control over power and precision. The energy washed through the void, visible even across light years, a silent warning. The alien ship wobbled slightly, and its crew murmured in alarm. "They are showing us strength," one whispered. We are vulnerable. Captain Elias watched the response carefully. The aliens panicked, unsure how to react. Humans had not fired weapons, had not threatened aggression, yet their display of power was unmistakable. Every system aboard the human warship was perfectly synchronized, ready to strike if necessary. Deploy reconnaissance drones, Elias commanded. Let them see our reach. Tiny drones shot from the ship like flashes of silver, orbiting the alien vessel, scanning, observing, and reporting back. Every drone moved with perfect coordination, avoiding detection unless allowed. The aliens tried to track them, but the speed and adaptability of the drones made it impossible. Fear gripped the alien crew. They had no idea how many systems were being monitored, how many unseen forces were ready to act. The aliens attempted to retreat, but the humans allowed it only partially. Strategic energy pulses blocked certain routes, forcing them to maneuver carefully. It was a lesson without combat. Humans controlled the situation without firing a single destructive shot. Lieutenant Mara glanced at Elias. They are terrified. They know we could destroy them, but we haven't even touched them. Elias nodded. Good. Let them understand. Humans do not need to strike recklessly. Control is power, and fear is a lesson. The alien ship finally withdrew completely, their markings flickering with confusion and terror. The scouts communicated among themselves in hurried bursts, debating what they had just witnessed. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were painfully aware of the truth. Outside, the human warship continued on its path, calm, precise, and completely prepared for whatever came next. No one celebrated, no alarms rang. Every crew member knew that the demonstration had succeeded. The aliens had learned their place without a battle being fought. Back in the alien command center, panic spread. Reports from the scout ship detailed the humans' capabilities: coordinated drones, energy control, predictive AI, and unmatched calm under pressure. Even the most confident alien leaders felt fear creeping into their thoughts. Humanity was no longer just a species. They were a force. And yet, on the human ship, Captain Elias remained composed. The display had been enough to teach the aliens a lesson without bloodshed. Humans thrived not just on strength, but on strategy, intelligence, and the ability to adapt instantly. That combination made them unstoppable. As the alien scouts drifted into the distance, one thought haunted them: humanity was patient, cunning, and deadly even without striking. They had seen only a fraction of what the humans could do, and it was enough to fill them with terror. In the quiet hum of the warship, Captain Elias watched the stars, knowing that the galaxy would soon take notice. Humans had made their first mark. Fear had been sown. Respect, grudging and reluctant, would follow. And somewhere in the dark expanse of space, the alien fleet whispered the name of the species they had just underestimated. Humans. The alien scout ship disappeared into the blackness of space, carrying its report back to the homeworld. Its crew was shaken, their markings dimmed with fear, and whispers of humanity's power filled the vessel. They had observed, tested, and now retreated, unsure how to face a species so calm, clever, and deadly. Back on the human warship, Captain Elias walked quietly among his crew. There were no celebrations, no cheers, only the hum of systems and the steady rhythm of work. Humanity did not boast about power. They prepared, adapted, and acted when necessary. That was their strength. Status report, Elias said, pausing at the communications console. Lieutenant Mara glanced at the holographic display. No further contact detected. Sensors show the scout ship has retreated far beyond reach. They are hesitant, afraid. Elias nodded. Good. Let them carry that fear. Let them think twice before challenging us again. The crew continued their tasks, calm and efficient, as if nothing had happened. But each member understood the silent message that had just been sent across the galaxy. Humans were not to be underestimated. They could survive, adapt, and dominate when required. The warship itself seemed alive, a testament to ingenuity and precision, a symbol of what humanity had become. Far across space, the Alien Council received the scouts' report. Panic spread through the chamber. Leaders argued, debated, and planned frantically. How could they engage a species that had outmatched their strategies without even firing a single destructive weapon? The humans had shown restraint, control, and intelligence, the perfect combination that made them a terrifying opponent. "They are beyond our calculations," one alien whispered. "We underestimated them. Humanity. They are unstoppable." Some members suggested avoiding humans entirely, while others feared what would happen if humans expanded further into the galaxy. The debate raged, but one fact was undeniable. Humanity had earned fear and respect, and the universe had taken notice. Back on the human ship, Captain Elias stared at the stars. He knew the aliens would spread word of their encounter. Other species would hear of humanity's power, their calm under pressure, their ability to adapt instantly. That reputation was a shield as strong as any weapon. Humans did not need to strike recklessly. Fear and caution could do the job for them. Yet Elias also knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of civilizations, many curious, some aggressive. Humans would be tested again. But they were ready. Every system aboard the ship, every crew member, every calculated move, was prepared for challenges yet to come. And somewhere, far in the darkness, alien fleets whispered the name that would echo through the cosmos: humans. The species that was clever, calm, and unstoppable. Captain Elias turned to his crew. "We continue our journey," he said quietly. "We explore, we prepare, and we protect. The galaxy will learn to respect humanity, not because we demand it, but because we earn it." The crew nodded, focused, and ready. Outside, stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to a new era. Humanity had shown its strength, and the universe would never forget. In the silent void, one truth remained clear: wherever humans went, their presence would be felt. Fear had been planted, respect earned, and the story of humanity's power had only just begun. The stars waited, but humanity was ready.